Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Office Hours. Welcome. What is up, Adam? Good to see you, sir. Welcome, everybody. Let's get this show on the road. I know I'm a few minutes late here. My apologies. But happy Friday. I hope you're having a good one. I hope you had a great week. And we will get this show on the road. This is Office Hours. If you are not familiar with Office Hours, it is a Q&A call. It is me doing my best to answer questions to help you. So if you don't have questions, we will sit here and stare at each other awkwardly. So make sure and put in your questions, and I will go through them as they come. You can put them in the comments here. You can also, I will put a invite link if you want to come on camera and you want to, have a little more of a conversation with me in case anything that you have to ask is, a little more challenging, needs a little more context, things like that, then you can use that link and jump in, and we will have a little conversation that way, okay? And then a reminder to my Moguls community. My Moguls community is my paid mastermind. Anybody who's in that, you get priorities on questions. So if you want to post them inside of the discussion area of our community on Circle, you can do that. Also, Attention Engine Bootcamp attendees this week. If you have any questions there, you can post them in there as well. And we will, I will go through those questions and make sure that I get them addressed on the call here. What's up, Brian? Good to see you. Brian says, what use cases are you seeing for AI integration and HighLevel? That's a great question, Brian. I think that AI integration is going to just run throughout HighLevel very quickly here. And I think that it's going to be absolutely central for small businesses. And it's going to be absolutely central for your service delivery and your value proposition and selling to and servicing those small businesses. And the reason why I say I think it's going to be running through all of HighLevel very quickly is, one, just my conversations with people on the HighLevel team. And then two, you have a couple of use cases that are already, have already introduced themselves into the system and are already, there's just a lot of excitement about them. The first one, which I think is very useful, very practical in many cases, but in my opinion, less exciting than some of the others, is that you have essentially AI ChatGPT like capability built into anywhere where you're creating text inside of HighLevel. So you want a subject line for an email or something like that, it's going to help you write it. If you want help writing your actual email content, it's going to help you write that. So you have that in the system already. You also have ChatGPT integration inside of workflows in HighLevel. So your workflows are your automation of sequences of emails, SMS messages, events, tagging, anything like that, giving people access to resources, courses, all that stuff inside of HighLevel that you can put into a workflow and have people go through it sequentially with automation. That is now got ChatGPT calls built into it. So you can tell a workflow at a certain point to go to ChatGPT, prompt it, take the response back from that prompt and use it in the workflow. That's pretty amazing. And I would say less amazing today in terms of the usefulness of it, much more amazing conceptually when you consider what that means and what we're going to be able to do here very soon. In other words, right now, ChatGPT, it's got all the buzz, but it's pretty darn limited in terms of its capabilities. It's, really just text-based. Of course, there are some, some additional features with data and things like that. But, that whole set of AI tools that we're going to have access to and integration with is going to expand like crazy very, very, very quickly. I mean, it's already expanded very quickly, but it's it's going to take off, beyond exponentially here. So you're going to have the ability to call out to an outside AI platform, probably a lot of them, and have it do some sort of work for you and then bring the result of that work back into your workflow for a business. That's incredible. And then a couple of things already right now that are happening. One is the AI chatbot. The AI chatbot's going to be huge for small businesses. It's going to be huge for you. And in fact, I will go ahead and make a claim right here, right now. What are we, September 22nd, 2023, that within 1 year, I would say that almost all of your sales activity from a volume perspective, almost all of your sales activity, I don't care if it's cold calls, emails, SMS, responding to live calls, I don't care what it is, all of those things will be done the far majority of the time by AI within 1 year from now. And I think for many of us, it will be within 6 months from now. But for just about everybody who's doing any sort of technology adoption, within a year. And the reason I say that is I've already been a guinea pig on some friends of mine who are setting up, let's say a abandoned cart sequence. So you go to their website, you go to their checkout page, and you end up not buying. You get a call 5 minutes later from an AI phone representative, sales representative, saying, hey, notice that you made it to, such and such product, but didn't then check out. Did you have any questions I can help you with? And it's pretty damn good already. The conversation that you can have back and forth with it is really, really pretty darn good already. And it's just getting started. So as you can imagine, if you're a small business today, just go try and contact any restaurant in any major city and see how many of them you can actually get a hold of a human being. See how many of them you can get a call back when you can't get a hold of a human being. See how many of them you can email today and get a response. See how many of them you can text today and get a response. It will be pitiful. It will be pitiful. I can tell you, I had a birthday recently. I called 2 restaurants here in the area and wanted to bring a private party to their restaurant. Big crowd, I was going to spend a lot of money and got 0 response from anybody. We're talking several thousands of dollars of a party I'm planning on having at their restaurant, and restaurants need money, right? That's a gold mine for a restaurant. 0 callback, 0 response from those restaurants. Imagine now if every single call, text, and email that goes to a small business or Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever it is gets a call back, gets an email back, gets a message back. The communication that's done is captured in the CRM. The next steps that need to happen if they do involve a human being are scheduled by the system. It's going to be an absolute game changer for small businesses. Small businesses will finally have the ability to run their business like a business should be run. Most of them just do not have that capability today. Even if they have the best intentions, their economics do not allow them to hire the support staff, hire the sales staff, train those people, keep those people that they need to be able to have. AI will change that dramatically, absolutely dramatically. And it's going to happen very, very fast. So I'm excited, Brian. I can't wait. I can't wait to be a part of it. I think that it's going to be a fascinating, fascinating time. Christy says, great boot camp this week. Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being there. And I think I see a message that you posted inside of the Moguls discussion, said needing help finding resources. I see discussions and calendars, but where are the Go High Level snapshots and other resources posted? So Chrissy, snapshots, the best places I would say to find like all of the snapshots in one place are inside of like High Leverage Agency. If you go to High Leverage Agency, there is a snapshots section there that essentially has all of my high level snapshots in it. But if you are in a particular product that has a snapshot, then the snapshot is in that product's membership area. So as an example, if you're looking inside of the R4 sales system, the R4 sales system has its own snapshot. And so if you look in the resources section, typically in a course like that, you're going to find the snapshot in there. Like the R4 sales system, I've got the snapshot several times throughout the course, but I always try and pull it out and put it like in a resources section. Or if it's a bigger program like High Leverage Agency where there's a bunch of snapshots, I'll have a dedicated snapshots section. If you go through any of my programs where there are service model snapshots, so again, High Leverage Agency being an example, but they also live in other places, then there are snapshots in each of those service model sections related to that service. So as an example, if I said, here's this missed call text back service you should offer, there's a missed call text back snapshot there as well. Okay. So dig around in there a little bit. Let me know if you have any challenges. Okay. This is Kim. Love the bootcamp as well. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your business and for being part of it. Mikey boy, Mogul here. I love it. I have a question about the onboarding and follow-up templates and processes for workflow post-client signing up. Where do we find these? What category of your courses? That is a fantastic question. Do me a favor, Mikey boy, and post that inside of the Moguls discussion as well, just so I make sure and see it there. But let me just hop over to, I'm just going to take a look here behind the scenes and just check on where I have, excuse me. I know the answer. Sorry, Mikey boy. So if you look inside of the R4 snapshot, okay, the R4 snapshot has your sales pipeline, but it's also got an onboarding pipeline. Okay. So that onboarding pipeline maps to onboarding process and communication as well. And there's training inside of High Leverage Agency about that. So I think it's absolutely critical. This is a best practice for anybody who is selling any sort of services or anything to small businesses, whether it's through High Level or not. You've got to have an onboarding process that is just as thought through, dialed in, and complete as any sort of sales and marketing process that you have, because you win or lose customers in the first 30 days. If you're selling a recurring revenue, long-term relationship model, whether that's putting somebody onto tools like High Level and providing some services on top of that, or you're doing paid ads for them, or, whatever, there's all kinds of different scenarios. But the success or not of that relationship is really sealed in those first 30 days. And of course, there's all kinds of things that can happen after 30 days that can make or break that relationship. But what I'm saying is that to have a successful foundation, you've got to nail that first 30 days. If you sign somebody up as a customer and then you flub that first 30 days, you have, ruined your shot at a good first impression, essentially. And you have essentially put yourself into a position where they feel like maybe they got a bait and switch, in signing up with you. Maybe they made a mistake and should have picked that other vendor. You've already now put that into their head, and you are putting yourself in a bad spot. So you've got to make sure that you really nail that first 30 days of onboarding, and you've got to make sure that you get them activated. Okay, that is the key phrase that you will hear in the SaaS world, is activation. Because I know how many of you have signed up for a piece of software and then never done anything with it, right? And somewhere there is some sales guy who is counting on that commission from that sale, and that's part of his numbers that he's bragging about and patting himself on the back about. But the reality is, if he was able to look at each of those accounts individually and see, oh my gosh, 40% of the accounts haven't actually done a dang thing with the software, that means that they haven't activated. And that means that the likelihood of them staying is almost zero. because at some point or another, they go, okay, this isn't worth it. Why am I still paying for this, right? So you've got to do everything that you can to get people activated and start seeing value. So you want to try and create some sort of win pretty darn quickly, okay? So that is all in, Mikey Boy, that is all in the R4 sales snapshot. You can see the onboarding pipeline in there. If you look at your pipelines and just drop down, and then you will see that that's got workflows that map to communication sequences for onboarding. I can't give you a perfectly dialed in onboarding sequence because it really is based on what you're selling and who you're selling to. You need to customize that onboarding sequence. However, I do share with you some best practices and structure as to get you going on that, I think, in a good organized way. Okay. Chip says, newbie going through services at scale course now. For setting up my MSP agency website and go high level, which snapshot would I use? R4 sales system, Chip. Yeah, R4 sales system. And good to see you, and thank you. And thank you for using the term MSP, marketing systems and services provider, not an agency. We use the word agency around here with a little bit of when we say it, a little bit of curl to our lip when we say it, because I think the agency business model is a bad one. When selling to small businesses, you want to be a seller of systems and services that you can layer on top of those systems, but not agency, not talent. Okay, selling talent to small businesses is a foolish model. You'll never get paid enough, and you really need to sell some sort of systems, tools, or what I call assets over agency. Create assets and sell access to those assets. That's the best business model. Access to the assets, okay? Just like a SaaS model, right? You've created a software platform, you're selling access to it on a monthly basis. Access to assets, that's what you want to sell, okay? Daniel, I see you back there and I saw your private chat. Would you like to come on camera and ask, or do you want me to just answer your chat? Give me a wave if you want to come on. All right, cool. How's it going, Daniel? Oh, hold on, I can't hear you. Let's see if it's on your end, my end. Oh, I think it's on my end. Go for it. Nope, I think it's on your end. I can't hear you. Huh. All right, I see your chat. Let me go into your chat. I'm going to go into the chat and answer your question there in case we can't sort that out. Okay, so Daniel, I'm going to answer from the chat. Says, I have a question regarding creating an asset on Facebook and Instagram. I saw one of your videos to get some clients through these channels. My niche is renovation and decoration businesses. Cool. I want to build this out first before I start this new venture. Shall I still narrow down or leave it as renovation and decoration? Daniel, I like that niche. I don't think you need to narrow it down anymore. Okay. So I think, Daniel, what I can show you here first is my local Instagram account called There San Diego. And this is it's my local media business. It's not just an Instagram account. It's website, newsletter, all those good things. Okay, cool. So Daniel says he's seen it. So this is it right here. This is our Instagram account here in San Diego. And so awesome, Daniel. He says, I'm watching all your vids. I love it. And let that be a lesson to everybody here about the power of content. You got to put content out there. Okay. So, so what this is, you already know, Daniel, but I will just, for the rest of the community here, is we post all kinds of content about everything to eat, drink, see, and do in San Diego. That's our tagline: eat, drink, see, and do. Okay. And what that does is that gets us the attention of a good amount of the general public of San Diego, right? So, we get 100,000 organic visitors to our site every month. We get, our Instagram followers. We've got tens of thousands of people on our newsletter list, same with Facebook. So by having that attention, we then put ourselves in a real nice position to make a sales pitch to sell that attention in some form or another, right? Could be advertising, could be social campaigns, could be a newsletter blast, to sell that attention to businesses who want to get more attention. But we also, and I think this is the thing that everybody who's in the marketing agency business needs to understand the value of having something like that, is that we are demonstrating proof that we are marketers. Okay. And we have a lot of competition in the agency space. And unfortunately for you, fortunate for us who are competing in the space, but unfortunate for many of you, is you're not doing any marketing. You're not doing any marketing yourself. And so when you go out and you try and sell your services and you're competing against me, and I can go in there and I can say, yeah, just kind of as a demonstration of some of our capabilities, you can check out there San Diego. That's some properties that we run, keep us active in the marketing world all day, every day. We eat our own dog food. We're doing our thing. We're creating our content. We're building our list. We're doing all the things that we're telling you that you should do, small business. And we're testing in the lab every single day, that type of thing, right? And so proof sells better than anything. Demonstration sells better than anything, right? Because now people can see your capabilities instead of just listening to you say that you have those capabilities. And so having something like this out there that's public is very important in your sales pitch. It's very valuable in your sales pitch, okay? So that's one thing. The second thing then is, Daniel, I would not narrow down your niche. So renovation and decoration is essentially home services. It's kind of a couple of niches of home services. And so what I would be doing is I would build up an account that is about real estate. It's about interior design. It's showcasing beautiful homes, apartments, whatever. It's showcasing remodels that were done, stuff like that. Those types of sites can be very, very popular because people have kind of a real estate fetish and the same with like being able to see behind the scenes in somebody's house and stuff like that. And so if you get that kind of content up there, that could be a very, very attractive thing. And then it's a layup for you to then be able to market renovation and decoration services through that, because your audience is clearly going to be people who are interested in real estate, interested in renovation, interested in decoration. That's why they're paying attention to your account. So it's a layup. Now, let's say that you're going to have a hard time, Daniel, for a period of time getting some of that content. So in other words, until you've got a little bit of momentum, it might be hard for you to get access to, homes where you can get good before and after stuff and get people to, share some of that content with you or whatever. So in the meantime, what I would do is I would just build up a more general account if you need to. So just build an account that's about living in whatever city you're living in and make it, just more generally, kind of like my There San Diego, just make it more generally about living there. And then include as much of a real estate and home lifestyle kind of, he's a village boy. Well, wherever you want to do this at, to have content that you can kind of just, you're attracting people to that content that are living there. And that's enough, because guess what? Everybody who lives there needs a home or an apartment or whatever. And so the content ultimately that is going to be able to attract them is going to be just fine and perfectly relevant for you then to be able to advertise a renovation service or a home builder or whatever it is through there as well. So just get people there, just get eyeballs there. And then if you want to continue to hone it in the direction of real estate over time and renovation and decoration and all that type of stuff over time, then that's what you do. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, Daniel. That's great. All right, let's see here. Next question. Titus, what's up? Good to see you, sir. Most of the customers in my niche have a patient management system, which is offline. So it is impossible to integrate with Go HighLevel. Do you have recommendations for how to get around that? Yeah, I mean, the way that I have done this in the past, Titus, is just don't try to integrate. You know what I mean? So there are some systems where it makes sense to go through all the process of integration and all that. And then there are many where it just doesn't, because the functionality of one system is different enough from the other that who really cares if it's completely integrated, right? So, in other words, if through HighLevel you are doing all of their marketing and sales up until the point that they become a patient, and then once they are a patient, that patient management system handles everything from there. Awesome. So there's just a handoff that goes there where it's just like at some point or another, you export the contact records from HighLevel, you import them into the patient management system, or not. Maybe that doesn't even need to happen. Maybe it's just once somebody reaches a certain point in the process, you send them a link in an SMS or an email to something that they then go over to the patient management system and create an account there, right? So not everything has to be perfectly integrated. And I think one of the worst things that you can be susceptible to in technology, and I know I've done this in the past, but mostly my customers have done this, is that, you know, they're over here right now, right? And over here being they're a technology mess, they're completely inefficient, they've got sloppy processes and all that. And then they think that they're going to go to like technology and integration and process nirvana, right? And anything in between here is not worth doing, right? You know, oh no, I can't possibly do all this unless I have a perfect integration between these two systems, right? And the reality is for most small businesses, that's just not reality at all. And any progress would be super impactful for them. So I think that, again, I've done this in many industries in the past where they have an industry specific system. And then what we're doing for them, we just, hey, here's the wall. Here's the wall between them. And at a certain point, we take the data that's happening over here and we toss it over the wall to that system. And then you take it and run with it and do whatever you can do with it over there. So that's generally my recommendation there is don't fight it. Okay. The other thing, Titus, is if you find, so kind of contradicting what I just said there, but there are times where that integration can be super, super valuable to solve, and it can give you a competitive edge in the industry if you do. I would not come out of the gate with that assumption. I would come out of the gate of, hey, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to learn the industry. I'm going to find out for sure, is that a really valuable competitive advantage and worth the development cost? Because it's definitely not always the case, but you may find that it is. And if you find that it is, then you hire some technology guru to, build something for you that can work there. All right. Patrick says, do I have my basic sales and marketing process correct for HighLevel? Traffic, social media, content marketing, ads, opt-in page, lead magnet with name and email address and on a form, email, drip campaign with link to landing page, sales page, trying to get an appointment, questions, pitch and negotiation, proposal, close. Am I missing anything? I don't think that you're really missing anything, Patrick. I think that that's a good list. I would take proposal out of there unless what you mean by proposal is essentially you're just sending them to a page that's got the packages laid out, or just like a super brief little email summarizing, that you just have in a template. Hey, here's what we're going to do. And we're giving you a 20% discount on the startup services or whatever. Like, I would never waste my time actually putting together proposals for customers. So there are automated tools, and I know HighLevel, there's some people out there who have done some integration with automated tools for proposals, things like that. As long as it's completely like automated like that, okay. Otherwise, do not waste your time on proposals with small businesses. It's completely unnecessary. And in terms of the overall process, though, yes, I would just suggest what I don't necessarily see in here is that there is some outbound follow-up component in here. So once they have opted in, certainly to any form that expresses buyer intent, or they've responded to anything that expresses buyer intent. So, if they're just opting into your newsletter after reading a blog post, you probably don't need to do an outbound follow-up sequence to them, right? But if they signed up for a demo let's say, then you should darn well be doing an outbound sales approach to them as well at that point. So I would do, that's where my chase formula really comes in. Chase formula is then you have this series of outbound email, phone call, that type of thing, condensed over a short period of time to try and get them on the phone and say, hey, I saw that you signed up for the demo and I appreciate you doing that. And just wondering, were you able to go through the complete demo? How did it hit you? Any questions you have? What was your reason for coming to the demo in the first place? And really starting a more full sales pitch at that point, because that should be a pretty darn qualified customer, and you are going to convert a lot more that way than just taking a purely inbound product sales approach. Okay. So I think that you just need to make sure that that's baked in there as well. Okay. And pretty soon you'll have an AI bot making those calls for you. Let's see here. I might get just joined the live trying to sign up for HighLevel through your affiliate link so I can join the course. Can you share the link, please? Yes, absolutely. Thank you. That is servicesthatscale.com/HighLevel. We'll get you there. You can also go to servicesthatscale.com/HighLevel bonus, and you'll see all of my bonuses that are listed there. And there's all kinds of links on there to go and get get HighLevel from there as well. Get signed up. Okay. That one also, you'll see on that page, it's got links to the normal HighLevel trial, which is the 14-day trial. It's also got links to a 30-day trial. I always want to clarify, because there are lots of people out there that are marketing the 30-day trial without being very clear about this, which I don't agree with, that the 30-day trial goes to the pro plan, which is $497 a month. So if you know that you've got the budget for the $497 a month, and you know that you've got customers and you're ready to go for it at that level, or you're just committed to, hey, I want all the full capabilities and I'm going to be selling like crazy out of the gate here, great. Sign up for the 30-day trial and get the $497 plan. Otherwise, do the 2-week trial to the $97 plan, and then just upgrade whenever you're ready. You can upgrade to the $497 plan at any point. So, that way you don't have the unnecessary financial pressure of getting dinged $497 a month if you're not ready for it, right? So I just like to make sure that that's clear. That's because I get asked every day, well, don't you have a 30-day trial? Everybody else has a 30-day trial. Yeah, but have they told you it's to the $497 plan? No, they haven't. Okay, well, that's kind of important information, right? Alex, let's see here. Mike, you have me thinking. AI waiter. Sorry we missed your call. Can I take your order now and have it ready when you get here? Yeah, not maybe one day, Alex. Man, that is right around the corner. You'll be able to do that. You'll be able to, honestly, if you wanted to do that right now, you could do that. There are, the tools are available, publicly available, won't cost you hardly anything to do. It's ready to go. If you want to do it through HighLevel, it'll take you just a little bit longer to get there. Just because they're working on it. Teddy says, just joined Pro SaaS. Keen to see the high leverage agency and MSP courses, but don't want to give up my 30-day trial. Is there a way I can pay the first month, go HighLevel to get access without losing my trial? The first month, go HighLevel to get access without losing my trial. No, I don't think so, Titus, because you'll get the, the only way to pay the first month would be to end the trial. Right? Unless I'm missing something. But yeah, so the answer is no. If you want to, but Titus, here, do this. Email help@servicesthatscale.com. We'll get something sorted out. Okay? help@servicesthatscale.com. Okay, I'm assuming that you signed up for Go HighLevel through me. And if that's the case, email me, we'll get you sorted out. Last thing I want to do is be a bottleneck to you. Okay, I want to help you. So email there and we'll get you squared away. Christy says, A2P seems to be a deal breaker. I can't text any of my contacts, even reply to their text because my application keeps failing despite following all the rules. Chrissy, that's unusual. Have you contacted HighLevel support? And are you using HighLevel's, um, what's their service called? Anyway, are you using HighLevel's service instead of working directly with, um, my brain is not working. What's the damn Twilio? If you're working directly with Twilio, maybe there's a level of support that you're not going to be able to get from them that you could get from HighLevel if you're using their service. And if you are, this should not be, yeah, LC Connect. Thank you, Brittany, coming to my rescue. My second brain there. Yeah, so you should not. This should not be a deal breaker, Christy. So I understand you're frustrated and you're stuck in some sort of loop, some sort of doom loop there in getting those numbers approved, but there's a way to get that figured out. Once you get it figured out, it shouldn't be a problem. So let's stick with that and just make sure that you're trying to use HighLevel service one and use their support to figure out what the heck's going on. Okay. Danny says, hi, Mike. How would you position funnel development within the high leverage agency model? So Danny, this is a great question. How would you position funnel development within the high leverage agency model? So the way that you want to position this, and this goes for like any service, like think about like website development or anything where you want to use the word development. Okay. So the last thing that you want to do when selling to small businesses is be creative. Okay. Creativity is not compensated well enough by small businesses. They don't have the money to pay you, as I mentioned earlier, for your talent. They just don't. If you're that good of a funnel builder, sell it to bigger companies that have money, right? Or set up your own funnels selling products and stuff that will make you a bunch of money. Okay. So you want to position funnels as a part of a system that you're selling to businesses. And not only position it, that's what it should be, right? If you were selling, let's say I'm selling to restaurants, okay? And you might be thinking, well, restaurants don't have funnels. Sure they do. I have a birthday campaign funnel that's absolutely powerful for restaurants, right? So you can run evergreen Facebook ads that target people during their birthday month that only show up during their birthday month because that's built into Facebook. That says, hey, it's your birthday. We'd love to help you celebrate. Dinner on us, right? Come on in and we'll celebrate your birthday with a free dinner on us. Bring a friend and 50% off of their dinner too, or whatever, right? So they then hit that ad, go to a landing page, opt in. That puts them into a funnel, right? And puts them into a follow-up sequence where now you know their birthday, their name, phone number, all that type of stuff. And you're following up with them to bring them in on your birthday. And guess what? The next year, you're hitting them now, not through the ads, but through the SMS and email that you have saying, hey, you got a birthday coming up. We'd love to see you in here again. So you've got this follow-up sequence, right? That's just one example. So if you are doing funnel development for restaurants, really what you should be saying is, as part of our super duper marketing system for restaurants, we have 7 proven customer acquisition, retention, and resell funnels that are built into our system that we tailor for your business. Okay. Between you and I, we know that those 7 funnels are a snapshot, and tailoring them for their business just means we're updating some custom values, changing some colors, swapping in their logo, but that those are 7 proven funnels that you're just turning on through the snapshot for every restaurant that you sell. Okay. So that's the way that you should be utilizing something like funnels or websites or anything like that in your overall value proposition. They are a part of an overall growth marketing system. Okay. So if you have an idea that you're going to be a custom funnel developer because, Russell Brunson is making the pitch out there, sign up, become a ClickFunnels partner, and you're going to be a funnel developer. I'm not knocking Russell at all. Obviously, Russell's brilliant, and the concept that he's selling, I'm sure will make a lot of people, some good income for sure. But what I'm telling you is that if your goal is to sell recurring revenue, high margin services to small businesses that sticks for years and years and years to come, which in my opinion is the only viable business when selling to small businesses, is to do it that way, is to then make it a part of a system where any development you're doing is really only 10 or 15% of the work. The rest of the work you did once, it's in a snapshot. You set up custom values so that when you sell each new customer, it's a very efficient onboarding process where just boom, 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 we update these things and the customer's ready to rumble. Okay. And that means that you should be selling then to mostly the same type of customers over and over and over again, so that you are able to take full advantage of the work that you've done once to create an asset, and then just giving access to that asset, as I said before, to each new customer. Okay. So that should be your approach. All right. Hope that makes sense to you. And just let me know if you have any other questions. Okay. Happy Friday, Brittany. The real potato guy. I like that. Hey, Mike, are we able to set up AI chat on Google Places chat through HighLevel yet? Also, are there any snapshots available for the AI aspects of Go HighLevel? Unfortunately, I missed an AI features update call, a little private call that I was supposed to be on with the HighLevel team this morning. So I will get a replay of that here pretty quick, and I'll be able to answer that question more thoroughly for you. At the moment that I have been using the AI chat, I have been, let's see, it works with Messenger, and it works with, hold on one second here, gang. Let me just get into something here behind the scenes and just take a look. It works with SMS, Facebook Messenger, and sorry, HighLevel just kicked me out and is making me log back in again. Sorry, all that took longer than I was hoping for, but I'm not even real good at finding it yet because it's new. Workflow AI, content AI. Where's conversation AI? Man, I'm sorry. I am not having success finding where I find the settings for this at the moment. I have only had, oh, there it is right there. Conversation AI. Conversation AI. Here, hold on one second. I'll show you the FAQ on this right now. So right now, at least as of this document being created, not to say that it's totally up to date. Conversation AI, auto reply. Supported channels. Oh, there we go. SMS, Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business. Cool. So you've got a number of options in there, and I'm sure that there are more options coming soon. But and snapshots available. I don't have any specific snapshot related to that at the moment. And honestly, there's not a whole lot to snapshot around it as of just yet. And the reason why I say that is the setup of it is really stupid simple. There's not a lot to it. You just, put in the URL of your business so that it will see, here, I'll show you real quick. I'll just show you inside of mine. I think I'm allowed to do this. Nobody get me in trouble. All right. I don't know if I'm allowed to be showing this publicly or not. But I think so. I think we're gonna be okay. So there it is right there, conversation AI. This is inside of services that scale. And so you can have it off, you can have it complete autopilot, or you can have it suggestive. So suggestive helps you within the chat window. Like it feeds whoever is chatting to the prospect, it feeds them information to try and help them, so that it'll just make chatting more efficient. You can decide which channels you want to put it on. You can turn on the AI bot based on your URL. So what I did is I put in my URL and said, hey, go study my business. And it goes to the website and studies your business. And I've had some cases where it was really impressive in the responses that it gave. And then I had some where it was like, that wasn't helpful at all. I just had one this last night where I was like, that's not helpful. So, it's got work to do still, and I've got work to do in training it, but you've got then appointment booking. So it will send people to your calendar link if you want, and you can decide any questions you want to make sure are asked before it goes and gives people the calendar. So here's this conversation flow. So you can say the AI bot will ask the below information before sharing your booking link. Okay. And then autopilot mode, configure settings for autopilot mode based on your business needs, wait time before responding, maximum messages a bot can send to a contact. So, there's not a whole lot to configure yet. They've made it nice and simple. Here's where I've trained it with some of my most common questions that people ask me, right? Can I get your high level bonuses if I'm already a high level customer? Where can I learn more about the program? How can I learn about your high level bonuses? How can I get help with a billing problem? So I've put all these in there so that it can train itself off of this information. So you can do, the automatic training of putting in your URL. Ooh, that was in there. Let's go do this again real quick. So let's do servicesatscale.com. Grab this, go back here and put it in. So it's fetching and is going to get information from my site. And I'll have to check and see, how do I know if that worked or not? But so anyway, so you've got, the basic settings here. There's not a whole lot to have to workflow, to get that set up. So there's not a whole lot of snapshot to it. Now, very soon, Real Potato Guy, I just like saying that. Very soon, I will have snapshots around sales and overall service delivery related to AI for sure. Okay. Zane says, hey, Mike, what would you say would be the best offer and price point once the live chat AI drops? Thank you for your videos and high level training. Thank you, Zane. I think it makes a whole lot of sense, Zane, that you're just going to want to set up these AI chat bots for free to small businesses and let them use it, free for a period of time type of thing. And then they start getting charged after 2 weeks, 2-week free trial, that type of thing. Because once this thing is working real well, the ROI is immediate. And as we talked about earlier, demonstration is the best way to sell. Proof is the best way to sell. You're going to be able to show people the impact it's having on their business very, very quickly. And there's gonna be no arguing it. Like if somebody sits there and argues with you the value of having that working for them, you should just slam the door and run away from them as fast as you can. Right? Like they are so not of the correct mindset to actually be competitive in business in today's world. If they can't see and understand the value of having this thing providing better customer service and more responsiveness to their customers, even if it's not freaking 100% accurate, your damn employees aren't 100% accurate, right? So like, if they can't get through that through their heads, you should just turn and run away. So I think that you're going to want to just get this into as many people's hands as quick as you can, and then have that upsell into a minimum plan, let's say a $97 a month minimum plan where they get certain usage credits. After that, they get billed above that, and it leads to your other services. Okay. Thank you, Titus. Appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. You bet. Paul says, fantastic workshop yesterday. Awesome. Thank you, Paul. By the way, will you have a pre-meeting with us moguls set up at Level Up Summit? Yes, I will. Absolutely. I will let you know here shortly on that, okay? That'll be fun. Yes, if you are not going to Level Up Summit in Dallas, you really should. You really, really, really should. It is a phenomenal event, and just as important as anything there, the community of people that you're going to surround yourself with and the success that you're going to see people having in the industry. Last year, I was blown away at the success I was seeing of people finally like really starting to have in this industry because HighLevel has given them a better model. This year, the stories that are going to be at Level Up Summit are going to be amazing. There have already been, I think, roughly 10 agencies who have built up their recurring revenue using HighLevel and exited for many millions of dollars. So that's already happening. There are a lot of us out there now who haven't exited and don't have any intentions of exiting, but are making really good money. You want to be around that. You want to be around that. You want to be around that energy. You want to ride that, have it give you confidence and enthusiasm, and learn from those people what they're doing. It is it gives you the opportunity to make a leap in your business by being at that event. And I know this for sure because when I was in the IT industry, there was a HighLevel in that industry that got started when I got started in that industry, and the guy ended up selling that business for like $6 billion or something. So his business became the software that everybody in the industry used, and he had an annual event that was phenomenal, and it became the event that you could not miss every year in that industry. That's the same thing with this event. Get there, be a part of it, do whatever you can to go. Okay. If I was starting from scratch selling Go HighLevel as systems as a service, what are the exact steps you take to start and scale to 10K monthly recurring revenue? Derek, awesome. Great question. Good to see you here. This is an awesome question. I think it is one of the most relevant questions in the industry because I know that there are a lot of new people coming in, and I think that $10,000 in particular is a milestone number that allows people to take a breath and realize, oh, I can do this and I can be free and I don't have to go get a job, and now I can just keep on building on top of that. So here's what I would do. I would go through my high leverage agency program. I would set up a basic configuration like I teach you in that program, where you're pricing your services at like $297, $497, $697 a month, in that range, $297, $397, $497, somewhere around there, depending on exactly what you decide to offer. I give you a few different options in the program. I would make sure you have your website set up with your sales process. Just use my R4 sales system snapshot so that you've got a sales system all set up. I would start publishing content, blog posts, videos, whatever you can to be helpful to small businesses. Start sharing some marketing knowledge with them to help them, and just get into the routine of doing that every damn day. And then if you are starting from scratch, I would, and when I say starting from scratch, I'm saying that I'm assuming you probably have not been an entrepreneur in anything related to this before. I'm assuming that you didn't used to work at an agency and were their top salesperson before, or anything like that. Like, this is like really kind of from scratch. I would plan on doing warm prospecting, and that I give Alex Hormozy credit for that in his latest free training that I did for people, where he was suggesting, hey, do warm prospecting. I've never done warm prospecting before in my life when I've started my businesses, but I think it's generally a good idea for people to do, right? Like, if you're starting a business, reach out to everybody that you know first and say, hey, I'm starting a business. Here's what it's all about. And I would love to get my first 5 case studies under my belt. And so I'm looking for these types of people, these types of businesses who I can do this for them at no cost, as long as they agree to take action and work with me, and that they agree to be a testimonial if I do a good job, right? Reach out to everybody that you know to get those first 5 under your belt. And don't do free for them forever. Do free for, hey, you know what? Normally I'm going to charge $5,000 to set all this up. It's going to be a website. It's going to be your sales funnels. It's going to be all this type of stuff. I will waive all of those costs. I will set all of that up for free. I won't charge you a penny for the first 30 days of the use of the services. After that, if you're happy, I would ask that you pay my normal rates, $397 a month, whatever it is, and continue being a customer, and that you give me a testimonial that I can use to help me continue to grow my business. Okay? That's probably your easiest way of getting those first 5 people on board, right? And I said, I've never done warm prospecting before. I've never done that, reaching out to friends and family to grow my business. And the only reason why is because I've always just been of the mindset of, if I have something to sell that's valuable enough, I should just be able to sell it. I should be able to sell it just like my competitors are selling, right? So I have always just started selling. And so that would be the alternative approach, is do everything that I said and then just start selling. Just start cold prospecting, cold email, cold calling, networking. And to me, any cold outbound prospecting that you're doing is just a short-term strategy. Okay? In today's world, cold prospecting stinks. It stinks for you and it stinks for them. Nobody wants to get cold called. Nobody wants to get cold emailed. Okay? And nobody wants to do cold calling, and nobody wants to do cold emailing. But it can be the best way to just get things going fast and on the cheap. And it can be the best way for you to learn your business, right? Because now every single day, if you cold prospect the way I teach you how to cold prospect, you're making 300 calls every single day using an auto dialer. And that should mean that every day you're probably at least making contact and talking to 10 people. And if you're talking to 10 people and you're making your pitch, you're going to learn. You're going to learn people's objections. You're going to learn the competitors they're already using. You're going to learn, oh no, we're all getting our websites from this service already. And, why would I switch to you? Like, you're going to learn those things fast. You're also going to learn how to deal with rejection, which is super important if you're going to be successful as an entrepreneur. And so the great news is, if you, again, follow my model, Derek, you only need to aim for getting 3 new customers a month. It's not a lot. At $397 a month, it's not a lot, right? Three customers at $397. You don't have to be a sales genius to get 3 customers at $397 a month. You just got to be putting the effort, okay? At 3 customers at $397 a month, you'll be making $10,000 a month very quickly, within 6 months for sure. And if you charge upfront fees, like I show you to, so the model in the high leverage agency is called Surge to SaaS. So SaaS is the system as a service that they're using on an ongoing monthly basis. Surge is all the work that you do to get them set up to be on that and ready to go. That surge, you should be charging something for. Okay. Even if you're just charging $2,000, $2,000 fee for us to set up your website, set up all of your initial funnels, do your training of your team, yada, 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 right? $2,000 up front. So if you're signing 3 customers a month, that's $6,000 right there. $6,000 plus $397, $397, $397. By month 3, you're already making $10K a month. So not real hard to get to that number. Okay. If you have customers prepay, which is one of the best pitches you should be making in your sales pitch, is that if you prepay, you get a discount. So prepay for the year, get 2 months free, right? Now you're collecting a year's worth of cash up front. Do that once a month. You're going to be at 10K by month 2, right? By month, and let me stress this. I don't want to give any false expectations here. I pride myself on not blowing smoke and sunshine up your guys' asses, okay? Month 2, after you've hit sales momentum, okay? So I don't mean that, Derek, the first day you sit down cold calling, the clock starts, and month 2, you're going to be making 10 grand, okay? Or even month 3, okay? What I mean is that if you've done what I've said to do, set up your packages, set up your website, set up your sales process, picked your market that you're going after, set up the cold prospecting engine the way that I've set it up, which is that you're using like phone burner and you can make 300 calls and emails and stuff a day to prospects, okay? And you do that every damn day. Month 3, you've got sales momentum. You've talked to enough people, you've got enough exposure. It's a long enough period of time that some of those people that you talked to at the beginning of that process are now towards the end of that process. Okay, there's a sales cycle though. There's a sales cycle. There is almost no scenario where you're going to call a business today and go, hey, switch what you're doing over to my marketing system and start paying me $397 a month. And they're just going to go, yep, sounds awesome. Where do I sign up? Today, let's get going. It just doesn't happen that way. Okay, typically 30 days is the shortest you should expect. 90 days is realistic as well. So that 30 to 90 day window is what I teach. So if that's your sales cycle and you start today, you should expect that by the end of 90 days, if you're prospecting consistently for that 90 days, at the end of 90 days, you should be feeling some momentum. You got some deals. Maybe you've already closed a couple deals, whatever, right? But now you should have some consistency in your pipeline that you can start to see. Oh yeah, I've got 4 deals there that I feel really good about that they're going to close here pretty soon. All right. So you're getting that momentum going. All right. That's exactly what I would do. I think the most important thing that everybody understands is that this is a sales and marketing business. It's not a service business. It's not a fancy tools business. Okay. It doesn't matter what YouTube video you saw of somebody saying that all you have to do is turn on HighLevel and you're going to make a bunch of money now, right? Sorry to tell you, that was BS. It is a sales and marketing business. You have to get customers. You're not going to get customers just coming to you. You will once you're 3 years into the business and you've got a bunch of contact out there. And just like Daniel said, hey man, I've been watching your videos. I've been binge watching your videos. Well, yeah, because over the last several years, I've been putting up videos consistently. So when I said you should start publishing content right away, that's why, because then the cold prospecting will come to an end one day. You won't have to do it anymore because now it will only be follow-up prospecting because your content is working every day for you. Asset over agency. It goes for your own business as well. Stop spending pure time and talent to get customers and start building assets that pull you customers to you. So once you've done that for a period of time, those assets are pulling in enough leads that Daniel's already to some degree pre-sold on me. He's already binge watched all my videos. He's coming to me with the mindset of damn near being a buyer already. So I don't have to do all that outbound nonsense, right? but it takes you a while to get there. So doing outbound for a period of time, knowing that it's temporary, but knowing you just got to pay your dues, put your head down, commit to it, pay your dues, be publishing content as well. And pretty soon it will go like this, right? Where the amount of leads that you're getting from your videos and all that stuff are going to cross over what you're getting from your cold activity, and you're going to realize, okay, I don't have to do this cold activity stuff anymore. And by the way, once you've cold called 5,000 businesses, after that, the system is rescheduling calls to people you've already talked to, right? You never just talk to somebody once and that's done. You talk to them, they're not ready yet, but you learn something about them, you establish some relationship, you keep them on your newsletter list, and then you call them again in 3 months. So now pretty soon, there is no such thing as cold prospecting anymore. It's all warm prospecting. It's either people who came in to you, or it's people that you're following up with that you've already had some sort of contact with in the past, which is dramatically easier than cold prospecting, right? Because then it's, hey, Daniel, how's it going? Yeah, last time we talked a few months ago, you said you were heading to the US on a vacation. How was it? Did you have a good time? Oh, awesome. Good, cool, man. Well, look, I'm following up because since the last time we talked, I don't know if you've seen our newsletter, but we've rolled out these new AI capabilities that can help really cut the costs of your phone calls. And you mentioned to me last time that we talked that you guys were missing a lot of phone calls and you couldn't afford to staff that. So I just want to make sure I follow up with you and let you know that we have that now. If you got time right now, I can do a 5-minute demo for you and show you how it works. What do you think? That is a dramatically easier and more successful call to make than the pure cold call, right? So that shifts after a period of time and business gets dramatically easier and more fun. But what most people do, Derek, is they quit in that first 90 days. They never commit in the first place. Okay, their version of commitment, I'm going to build my business, is honestly bullshit for way too many people. You're lying to yourselves when you say that you're going to build a business and then you make 3 calls today to do your prospecting. Okay? 3 calls is not building a business. If you hire, I want you to think about this every time you're evaluating your performance for the day as an entrepreneur, I want you to stop at some point in the day and go, if I was paying somebody their salary and that's what they did today for me, would I be happy with what I just paid them? And for way too many, the answer is going to be no. If you're being honest with yourself, the answer is going to be a hard no. Because I can tell you right now, I have hired and fired and managed 100 salespeople probably over the course of my career. There is no case where I pay you as a salesperson and you come and sit in my office and make a few calls today or 20 calls today or anything like that. It does not exist. You come in, you sit down, I put a headset on you at 8 a.m. You turn on the system that does power dialing prospect for you called Phone Burner, and you sit there and you prospect hardcore. You make 200, 300 calls every single day. And the only time you're not prospecting is because you've got meetings booked for actual sales calls or demos that you're doing. And that's the only time that you're not prospecting. That's how it works, okay? So if you are paying yourself and you're looking at your performance for the day, if you are not acting with that kind of urgency, you are BSing yourself. And you need to get real, or being an entrepreneur is going to get real expensive for you real fast. Okay? So, Derek, that may not have been what you were expecting, but I hope that helps you, because that's the honest to God answer. When I built my first business, I sat down at my business partner's kitchen table, and he and I went through the phone book and traded phone calls, going through the phone book, just calling businesses cold, until we didn't have to do that anymore. Okay? And that's how I got going. And several times in my career, I have done the exact same thing or the equivalent of that. I've been like, okay, I have got to be the person who gets this train pulling out of the station. That's the way I think about it. You got this big heavy ass train and you got to get it going down the tracks. The hardest time is right then. When that train is sitting still, to get that thing moving takes unbelievable amounts of force and energy to get it moving. Once it's going down the tracks, it's not that hard. Pretty much anybody can keep it going down the tracks. The entrepreneur's superpower is to get that train pulling out of the station. That is what makes you unique as an entrepreneur. Okay? And if you're not going to put in that super amount of energy and hustle to do it, like I said, you should be doing something else. Okay? Let's see here. Has your team updated any snapshots in the last month that I should be aware of? Yes, R4. Yep, R4. And actually though, Patrick, wait until probably tomorrow and let me do another update of it. Okay, I've got some more stuff in there, but I have not refreshed the snapshot yet just because I haven't gone through to test it. But I have my team build some more stuff in there. That's pretty cool. So give me, I'll send out a message letting you know it's updated, okay? Sport's gone in circles. I don't see why I'm failing. That's interesting, Christy. I don't know. I would say get a 1-800 number. Get a 1-800 number, and that should hopefully be a good workaround for you. But yeah, that's a bummer. That's annoying. I'm sorry. Is there a restaurant snapshot? No. No, Larry, I don't make any industry-specific snapshots because I'm serving people in all kinds of different industries. And you bet, you bet. Can we automatically connect the AI chatbot to the missed call text back SMS to make the conversation much deeper, possibly FAQs? If so, do you think that high-level help docs will help me connect it? Automatically say the missed call text back. Yes. I mean, I think it's essentially, Patrick, it will replace the missed call. No, that's not true. It won't replace it because it still has to trigger the text conversation first. So yes, Patrick, I believe. Now, this may not be true today, Patrick, because they were still working through some bugs in this. So I can tell you what was happening for me, and they're trying to figure out why, is that if I had already had a conversation with you, let's say via email, and you came in through SMS, the AI chatbot was not picking up the SMS conversation and having that conversation with you, because it saw that I had already had a conversation with you in email. And so they're trying to figure out, like, are there going to be certain rules around that that's going to dictate when that happens, when it doesn't, that type of thing. So as of today, what you're asking about may not work, but my guess is that like within a week, it will work because they're working through that and they're shipping it. I know, like right away. So, you bet, absolutely. Neural says, sorry, just join. What membership of HighLevel do I need to take with your affiliate link to get your training at High Leverage Agency? Any level of high level that you sign up for with me, you will get access to all those bonuses. Okay. So you'll get access to the High Leverage Agency, even if you just sign up for the regular $97. Okay. So to be clear, you get access to High Leverage Agency when the trial is done, typically. So when you sign up, you're going to get access for all kinds of stuff, from me right away. And it's stuff that you should be going through right away before you even worry about High Leverage Agency. And that's part of the reason why I did it that way, is because you need to get some basic things set up first. And you need to have also an understanding of the core strategies that we're using in this business first. And then get into the specifics of setting up your services and, and all that type of stuff. But you're going to have plenty to do right away during that trial. Get your sales funnel set up, get your website set up, get the basic business settings all set up in High Level. You got to get all that stuff set up first before you can do anything with selling services. So do that right away, and then you'll get access to high leverage agency through anything that you sign up for me with me for high level. Okay. And you can do that again. Well, you can see everything that you're going to get right there. Services at scale / high level bonus. And you will see the links to get signed up right there. Okay. Honestly speaking, what time should you be calling? I mean, generally speaking, like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. But you know, there are certain industries where you may want to flex the timing of that because you have a better chance of reaching your person that you're trying to reach. So like as an example, restaurant industry, you know, you're not going to call a restaurant industry during their busy meal hours, right? That would just be crazy. So, but you may shoot a text message to a general manager at 10 o'clock at night and get a hold of them. So, you know, try different things for different industries, but you know, generally business hours like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. You bet. Oh, awesome. Well, welcome to my universe. I hope it's an enjoyable one. Thank you. Awesome. Let's see your private chat. I see Daniel's in here. Okay. Is it easy to translate everything to Dutch? Yeah, I mean, HighLevel has put in a huge investment to being multi-language, you know, all over the world. So you should be good. HighLevel comes with a phone dialer. Yes. It is not the same type of phone dialer as like Phone Burner though. Phone Burner, like if you're doing cold outbound prospecting, I still recommend that you use Phone Burner. Phone Burner is specifically, and Phone Burner has competition. You can use some other systems as well. I'm just a big fan of Phone Burner. It's what I used for 10 years. And that is these guys right here. So these guys are just all about cold prospecting. I mean, the system is just 100% refined for cold prospecting. You know, that's not HighLevel's thing. So, and I would recommend for the reasons actually with Christy talking about earlier about having a hard time getting her numbers approved and stuff, I would not do this high volume cold prospecting out of HighLevel because you are putting your domain at risk. And could, you know, eventually cause yourself real problems with emails no longer going through, text messages getting cut off, all that stuff. You don't want to do that. So I would do it through a system like this and then use HighLevel for all of your inbound and all of your follow-up and nurturing and all that stuff. Okay. And Daniel asked, when would I recommend that you start ads to advertise your business? Daniel, you probably just missed my attention engine bootcamp I just did, but I covered everything in detail in there. And you can still get access to it through Moguls. So if you join Moguls, which you can get access to for free if you join HighLevel through me or upgrade in HighLevel through me. You can just buy access to the attention engine, but I cover this in detail. And my answer is that I would recommend that you start ads immediately if you can afford to. And I teach you an approach where you only have to spend $10 a day or whatever on ads, and it will start making a real impact for you. So, you know, that is what I would recommend, because the sooner that you are using ads to get visibility to your business, the easier your life becomes, right? Much, much easier. So let the ads work for you. If you value your time at more than $10 a day and you have the money to spend it on ads. Cut back on coffee, cut back on whatever you have to cut on to spend on those ads, because it's essentially like a 24/7 salesperson working on your behalf, right? So invest in that instead. And then, so as a beginner, we cannot start in our first 30 days because the high leverage agency program is not there. Well, Daniel, like I said, so do the 2-week trial and you'll get high leverage agency after 2 weeks. You can cut your trial at any time that you're ready to start. So just, cancel the trial and make your initial payment to high level and you'll get access to high leverage agency. But here's the deal is I know you want high leverage agency right out of the gate because that's the thing, but the reality is that you do not need it right out of the gate. If you follow if you follow what I'm telling you to do, which is sign up for high level, go through their onboarding process to make sure that you get high level set up properly, okay? Then go through my agency sales funnel bootcamp, which my agency sales funnel bootcamp gives you my R4 snapshot, my R4 sales system, all of the marketing materials that go with it, all the phone scripts, all the sales scripts, gives you my sales funnels, all of my follow-up emails, all of my prospecting emails, everything. So you have plenty, believe me, and plenty to do. You're going to go through and get that set up so that you actually have a website. You actually have a sales funnel. You actually have a booking form where people can get on your calendar. You have all those things set up that you need to have set up, or you shouldn't be doing anything else, right? Don't go out and spend money on ads if you don't even have a place that people can go to and see who you are and book a time on your calendar. So you're going to get all of that set up. Understand the sales approach, because right now, Daniel, if you don't know how to sell these services and you don't have a sales script and a sales approach and you haven't practiced that, again, there's really not anything else you need to do. You need to spend some time practicing that damn sales script. Okay. So you've got all kinds of stuff that you need to do. And that's probably going to take you a good 2 weeks, unless you literally are just sitting down 24/7 and that's all you're doing. So by the time you're done with that and you're ready to get into high leverage agency, you're essentially at the point where you're ready. And then, you can decide with the 30-day trial if you want to wait a little bit longer before you start it. It doesn't mean that you have to wait to start selling. Once you have that website set up, once you have everything set up, I've taught you how to sell in the R4 sales system. You can just start prospecting right away. Because again, there's that sales cycle. It's going to take you a while before you have any need for how to actually deliver services through high level, right? Because you're going to have to get, some conversations going with people, talk to people. It's going to be a while. So as long as you understand conceptually what you're selling and how to sell it, start selling, right? And it's the R4 sales pitch. You don't have to know anything about high level to do the R4 sales pitch. Let me just walk you through it real quick, okay? Hey, Daniel, this is Mike. I'm with Super Duper Marketing Agency, okay? What we do is we help businesses like yours use proven systems to grow your business, proven marketing systems to grow your business with automation and with proven marketing campaigns so that you're not spending a bunch of money on expensive agencies and on creative campaigns that don't really do anything for your business. You got a few minutes that I could talk to you about this? Daniel says, yeah, sure. Awesome. What are you doing right now to market your business, Daniel? Daniel gives me a couple of answers. Okay, awesome. How's that working for you? It's okay. It's here and there. Business isn't growing quite like we want to. It's inconsistent. Yeah, I get that. That's just about what every business says to me. And here's what we found is the reason why, okay? You can spend all the money that you want to on creative campaigns and expensive agencies and all that good stuff. And you can hustle and you can have great products at your business and great services at your business, like I'm sure you do. But if you don't have the systems in place to then capitalize on all of that effort, and to make sure that you are capturing every opportunity, following up with every opportunity, and continuing to stay in front of prospects with your products and services and reselling them on coming back to your business and getting that good repeat business from them. If you don't have those systems in place, it's nearly impossible for you as a small business owner to keep up with everything that you need to be doing from a marketing perspective. Would you agree with that? And Daniel will go, yeah, I'd agree with that. Jeez, I'm way too busy. I don't have any time, any day to be some marketing expert. And I can't afford to hire an expensive marketing team. And I would go, yeah, that's what every small business tells us. That's what every business owner tells us. It's universal. It's not just you, Daniel. You're not alone. It's not your fault. So what we have found is that there are 4 key marketing systems that every business needs to have in place. And that if you have them in place and you are optimizing them and constantly improving them, your business is going to grow. Do you mind if I run you through those? Daniel says, sure. Said, awesome. The first one is a reputation marketing system. Reputation marketing system, what that means is that we need to do everything that we possibly can to build and protect your positive reputation in the marketplace. Okay? As you know, everybody is looking online these days to determine how other people think about your business, to find your phone number and try and call you and contact you and all that good stuff. All of that impacts your reputation. Having a good website impacts your reputation. Having that website be mobile optimized. Can people find the information they need on your website easily? When they go and they search on Yelp, what are people saying about your business? All of those things impact the reputation of your business in today's world. We need to have a proactive system in place to make sure that we are building and protecting that reputation. Does that make sense? Yeah, good, awesome. Next thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that you are actually reaching more reaching more customers every single day with messages about your products and services. Right now, most small businesses, because they can't afford to invest a lot of money in advertising, are operating in a large degree of just kind of obscurity. People just don't even know about them. Or if they've heard about them before, they forget about them because they aren't constantly seeing their ads, right? You're not McDonald's, you're not Coca-Cola, you're not Nike, you're not running commercials all day, every day. But the reality is, those businesses are Nike and McDonald's and Coca-Cola, and you know their names because they are marketing all the time. Now, we know that you don't have those big marketing budgets, but there are systems and strategies that we can put in place to make sure that you are reaching new prospects with your messages every single day, because the more people that know about you, ultimately, the more people can buy from you. So that's system number 2, reach. Third one is resell. Okay? Now that we've got a good reputation in place, and now that we are, and I did those backwards, sorry. Now it should have been reputation and resell. So resell, we want to make sure that every customer that we're bringing in, that we're maximizing the lifetime value of that customer. We want to make sure we're bringing them back. You know, Daniel, as well as I do, that a repeat customer is worth many times more than that one-time customer that comes in, right? We are building our businesses based on people coming back and buying from us over and over again over time. But we don't want to leave that to chance. We want to have systems in place that bring them in, that nurture them and bring them back in, make offers to them, remind them that we're here, yada, yada. That's resell. Okay? And then the final one, you have some options here, but you say the final one is remarketing or retargeting, or it could be referral, right? So these are the 4 R's of my R4 pitch. Okay? That was a fast version of it, but I think what you can hear there, what you can understand is I'm talking in a way that every business owner understands. I'm not talking about technology, bits and bytes and features of my CRM and all that type of stuff. I'm using words that every small business owner understands and can relate to, and I'm just having a conversation with them. But my conversation makes a hell of a lot of sense, and it's about systems. It's about, Daniel, do you see how if you're just leaving those things to chance, your business is going to struggle? But if you have systems in place to manage those things and make sure that they're happening consistently, do you see how your business is going to grow and benefit from that? And of course, the answer is going to be yes from anybody who has any sense, right? So that pitch you can start making before you know a dang thing about HighLevel. I don't have to know anything about HighLevel to go out and make that pitch. And I don't have to know anything about any business to go out and make that pitch. I don't care if you're a chiropractor or a plumber or a lawyer or anything in between. Everything that I just said there applies to your business. And every single small business that I talk to will generally have the exact same responses, which is, yeah, we're not doing any of that. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, well, no wonder we're having a hard time growing, right? So then the next step in that is, well, awesome. Well, that's what we do. And if you're interested, I'd love to tell you more about the details of how we do it. But you're still, one of the biggest mistakes that you can make from a sales perspective is getting all into the weeds about HighLevel and all the bits and bytes and all the features and stuff. Small businesses don't know about any of that stuff. They don't care about any of that stuff. They just want to know that they're going to have these systems in place so that they can make more money. And so if you can just address that and give them the confidence that, yeah, here are the systems that we're going to put in place for you, these 4 R's. And it includes things like an optimized website and automated sales processes and follow-up campaigns to make sure that we're maximizing the value of every lead that comes in. They don't care about all the real specific features and functionality. Okay. So that's generally the pitch. And the point is, again, you can start doing that, Daniel, as soon as you're ready. You have everything from me, all the training materials, all the scripts, everything from day one, no matter which high-level version you sign up or what trial you're doing or whatever. Okay. Adam, I see you back there. Did you want to come on camera and have a conversation? Awesome. Let's do it. How's it going?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
What's up? Yeah, thanks for letting me on. I just wanted to quickly introduce myself. My name's
Awesome.
Adam. I took 2 agencies this year from 0 to 6 figures in 6 months, purely with outbound. So I wanted to get
Nice.
some hype going into the weekend and kind of echo the sentiment and say that outbound is king, especially if you're starting up and especially if you're offering services over the internet. Unfortunately, I basically torched all my money, basically just trying out tools. I've done nothing but try out, software tools for the last 6 months. I swear I've tried everything. And once I finally found HighLevel, it blew my mind. So everybody who's here, you're ahead of the curve. And if you haven't signed up for HighLevel yet, you need to go to Mike's channel. I think there's a link to sign up for it and use your trial to study what this software does and then thank him later. Like I said, I spent 6 figures this year just testing tools. And so back to the outbound thing, I'm going to drop a video on my channel pretty soon about how to build a fault tolerant cold email system because it took me a lot of money how to learn that. And the unfortunate truth nowadays is that outbound is an infinite game of cat and mouse. And so dodging some of these reputation systems, you need to build a fault tolerant system for that outbound pursuit you're doing. So always be careful at first. Don't use your main domain if you're cold emailing to start with. And then one question for you, Mike. Do
Yeah.
you think HighLevel is the next trillion-dollar company?
I don't know about trillion-dollar company. I think that it's a great, it's a, I think that they have probably a much, much bigger opportunity than most people realize if they want to see it through. I think that it can become what I have started relating it to, I've started calling it the operating system for small businesses. I think it can become that. And I think there's all kinds of hurdles to it getting to that point. It's very hard to build a company to that level. But can it get there? I think it can. And the reason why is I think that they've tapped into an incredible combination of building the right technology that needs to be built, but also the way that they've designed their entire business model around building and supporting a channel of sales and service, which is the agencies. And that's the big difference between them and any of the other small business automation tools that are out there is that none of those other companies have really designed it around that channel. And I think to be successful with small businesses, I think they need that sales and service channel. Somebody's got to help them. Small businesses have a hard time helping themselves. They just don't have the resources, time, talent, knowledge, all that stuff to do it. So I think they have a real play at becoming a massive leader in the space. In terms of valuation around that, what is HubSpot's valuation today? I don't know the answer to that. It's, well into the billions of dollars. And I think that could a HighLevel become a next HubSpot and actually get there much more quickly than HubSpot did, which was pretty damn quickly? I think the answer is yes. And I think that they're well on their way. So it's cool. It's super exciting to see and be a part of. And I think that, in my opinion, so I've been around a lot of startups in my life, and none of them have had the momentum that this has, the just natural, organic momentum. And also, I have never been as impressed with a team as I am with their team. I think that they are not only talented, which I think they're talented for sure, But I think more importantly, I think that they are probably some of the most high integrity people I've ever met in business. And I think that they are being rewarded for that because their community knows it. Their community loves them. They've become raving fans and they'll do anything to see them succeed. And I think that that's a huge differentiator in the business world. Um, Not that many people, certainly in the B2B world, not that many people become raving fans of companies. I'm a raving fan of HighLevel at this point. And you know, that's rare. You know, most people are raving fans of luxury cars or clothing brands or, you know, that type of thing, but not B2B software companies. And I think that they are reaching that status with a lot of their customers and partners, and that's special.
Yeah, totally agree. Thanks for answering. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for being here and being a part of the community, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. All right. And listen to what Adam said, man. Cold prospecting, it is not sexy. It is not glamorous. It is a very good way to get started and get momentum and learn. Okay. And that is so important when you're getting started. Okay. Derek, awesome. Thank you for your response. I appreciate how real and straightforward you are. Not just over promising and going through your basic training now, and I'll sign up with you. Awesome. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate it. And then Titus says, cold email outreach. What ballpark conversion rates would you typically expect or aim for? Ooh, for cold email outreach, let's do this. Instead of me just making up something, cold email outreach metrics. Let me do this. Let's share my screen here. We'll do a little Googling. On this and see what it has to say, because I do not know off the top of my head. I mean, my answer is very low percentage. And here's some stats right here. So 30 plus cold email stats. This is as of July 2023. So it looks pretty good. Sorry. Oh yeah, Tuesdays, best open rates. Okay, only 8.5% of outreach emails receive a response. 8.5% receive a response. Now, if you're doing cold prospecting, the far majority of that 8.5% is going to be a negative response, right? So, you know, if I were to just say gross numbers, I would have told you, I don't know, maybe like 1%, you know, maybe, you know, 1% success rate, as in you're getting any sort of positive conversation started from it, maybe 1%. Adam said 1 out of 1,000. So here's the thing. And then Adam says, but you're sending 1,000 a day. But so here's the thing. And this is true of any sort of cold outreach, okay? Whether it's email, phone call, cold call, direct mail, right? Anything. And I've done all of those, and I've done a lot of all of those, okay? It is always the case that your statistics are going to vary dramatically based on the quality of the list that you're reaching out to and the quality of your approach. Okay. So what I mean by those two things, let me be clear. So Adam says, but you're sending to 1,000 a day, right? Well, so what I would suggest to you is that you don't need to send to 1,000 a day, and that you can send to even just 100 a day or a couple hundred a day or something like that. But if it's a really good list, that you know that these prospects should be the right prospects for the message that you're sending. Okay. So let's say that I put together an outbound prospecting campaign, and it's a general one about, you know, you can use automation and sales tools to grow your business, proven marketing systems to grow your business, right? And I'm just blasting that out to every type of business under the sun. my rate's going to be very low because the quality of the list was very low. I just blasted it to everybody. And the quality of my message was very low because it was general to everybody, right? Versus if I send a message only to quick service restaurant owners that own at least 3 restaurants, and I can get that data, I can buy that data easily, okay? And I send a message that is specifically about how owners of multi-location quick service restaurants can get a lot of business growth benefits by using these X strategies and systems. And then I've got a quote from somebody who's a previous customer of mine who, is a quick service multi-restaurant owner. And he says, working with Mike is the best thing I ever did to go from 3 restaurants to 10 restaurants and, and double my profitability along the way. That's going to obviously get a dramatically better response than just the spray and pray method. Okay. So then you don't have to be prospecting to a gazillion people at once. You can have a much tighter list and you can focus on adding value in your prospecting campaign. Okay. Because you know the people that you're speaking to and you know how to deliver value to them. Okay, this is what I call VIP sales and marketing. Okay, VIP, the V stands for value, and that means to add value in your sales and marketing process. Don't wait until you've sold somebody something to add value. Do it in advance, because when you do it in advance, you're building goodwill and people are going to be more likely to buy from you. Why do I do these calls? Why do I put up videos trying to be helpful? I'm trying to add value before you've ever bought anything from me so that you are more likely to want to buy something from me, right? So in that prospecting campaign, if you know who you're prospecting to, it becomes much easier to add some real value to their lives, right? So again, let's say all I'm reaching out to is quick service restaurant operators. And then before I contact them, I get a video put together that is specifically demonstrating a campaign for quick service operators that I've set up, using HighLevel and how it works and the results it gets. And then I walk them through that campaign in a video. That's going to be, again, a much more intriguing way of reaching them than just your typical, hi, this is Mike. I'm wondering if you have any problems growing your business. And if you do, I solve those problems. Would you like to talk to me? Right? Which I get like 500 of those a day. So, any statistics that you see out there, you've got to take a little bit with a grain of salt, because those statistics are typically gathered by, just getting a huge pool of data from all kinds of different people taking a different approaches and stuff like that. So awesome, gang. We have been here almost 2 hours. So it is Friday. I think it's time to wrap it up. Lots of great conversation today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here and being part of the community and coming to office hours and asking your questions. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope you got some good stuff out of it and got some new ideas and strategies that you can take and run with here to build your business. As always, these calls are on Fridays, almost always at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern every week. So I would love to see you here on future office hours calls. I also have a free Facebook group and circle community where you can ask questions in between those calls, and I do my best to get to all those questions. As well, on my YouTube channel, I try and be as responsive as I can be to questions and comments on those YouTube videos, so I keep an eye on that every day. So if you leave any questions or comments there, I'll do my best to get to you there as well, okay? Otherwise, have a fantastic Friday and a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much for being here, everybody, and taking time out of your Friday. And I look forward to seeing you all again on a future call. And I look forward, hopefully, to the opportunity to work with you. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Take care. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.